Hello, beautiful boss babes. Are you ready to chase life with Kelly? Well, I'm your host, Kelly Chase, and I'm so excited you're here. We are going to talk about all things love, dating, relationships, money mindset. We're going to dive deep into self-love, worthiness. I am going to bring on some incredibly empowering guests. We're going to have fun, we're going to laugh, and perhaps we're even going to shed some tears together. I am here to empower you, inspire you, and motivate you to create the life you crave. I am so excited for today's episode. Let's dive in. Hi, babes. Welcome back to the Chase Life with Kelly show. I am your host, Kelly Chase. So I first and foremost wanted to say thank you so much for listening, tuning in each week to the show. I honestly believe that I said those exact same things like 3 episodes ago when I did the last solo episode, but I really, really want to hone in on that because I have something to share with you guys. But first, before I get there, I wanted to say thank you and also to say that so I have been doing a lot lately and recognizing some things that are not really in alignment with what I'm wanting, or there are actions that I, like I said in that maybe episode a couple weeks ago, it's just like I feel like I'm doing a lot. I'm doing so many things, but it's taking away from other objectives that I really want in my life. And one of those biggest things is I've been taking away from myself lately. And I really enjoy my current 9-to-5 job. It gets me out of my house. I'm meeting new people every single day. And that is something that I've been literally manifesting and praying about is new people, new energy, new people, new energy. And I manifested this amazing, beautiful career from that. And I would say that not many of us have the opportunity to get to do that. However, all of us have the opportunity to get to do what we want or its equivalent or something better. And I think that that's where I'm at right now is I have something that's showing, it's revealing these things to me. And it's my 9-to-5 as well as, I went and did, I volunteered at this mental health center here in Atlanta. And my only 2 experiences there have been extremely profound and just very eye-opening. And again, I'm in front of people and I just love that. I love human connection. And I think that that's something, I know that that's something that my soul has been craving for a long time. And over these last few weeks, I have just been really trying to figure things out about life and what I'm doing with my career and my business. And it's been very emotional the last few weeks because of all of these changes that I'm going to start implementing. I think that I've held myself back in other areas and have played small so that I can keep myself small and keep myself comfortable. But that comfortable is making me really antsy. And it's not making me feel very fulfilled. And I've been neglecting myself. As you guys may have seen on my Instagram, I've been practicing yoga, trying to get back into practicing yoga at a local studio here in Atlanta called Bring It Home. That is co-founded by my friend Letty Lopez or Letison Lopez. And I just absolutely love it. I have loved every single class, connecting with myself, with my breath, and just really giving myself that TLC that I need. And I believe that this world is needing too. All of you, I want you, everyone listening, take a second and really look at your life and assess every area. Am I happy in these areas? And I don't mean to say ask yourself, am I happy in this area? And then you'd be like, I'm fine. I'm fine is not happy. I'm fine is comfortable. If you're comfortable, you're not growing, you're not challenging yourself, and you're not feeling inspired or motivated. So I want this to be a catalyst for you to look at your relationships, family, romantic, friendships, coworkers, your career relationships, every relationship that you have, as well as your career, your purpose in life. Do you have a purpose? Are you achieving it? Are you working towards it? Is it still your purpose? Is it still something you want to do? Do you want to do something different? It's okay to change your mind. That's the cool thing about being a human, is that we can change our mind at any time, and we can have a different perspective and perception on life as well. Look at your health, nutrition, fitness, movement. Do you like the way that you move your body? Do you move your body? Are you afraid to move your body? Like, what is it? Finances. Do you understand financial management? Do you understand, money mindset? Have you ever done money mindset work to understand your beliefs and your programming and your patterns so that you can more effectively build a relationship with money? There's so many different ways, that we can just look at everything and really ask ourselves, am I happy? Is this bringing me joy anymore? Does it feel like an obligation? Like I have to do this? Should I be doing this? Do I need to be doing this? If anything in your life feels like you have to be doing it, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. I encourage you to look at that and see where you can maybe like offload some tasks that you've put onto yourself. Do you really need to be doing some of the things that are on your to-do list? Is it an absolute priority? Or are you giving yourself more things to do so that you are actually unconsciously avoiding looking at the pain that you hold within about certain things that have happened in your life and or are currently happening? And that is what has been happening to me. So I feel like it was like my defense mechanism to just start adding things to my plate. So I thought, with my 9 to 5, I got like in a really comfortable position about 6 months into my job. And I was like, I can start coaching again. Well, I love my girls that are in my coaching program, but I have realized that I don't know if that's something that I want to do in the future. So just being honest. So I love, and all of you girls who are listening right now, if you're going through my coaching program, I am 130,000% here for you. Like, we are doing this, we are committed, and we're going to stay in this together. Okay. Because I do give my all in that health coaching. But in the future, I don't know if that's something that I'm going to do or if I'm going to do it that way. Like, I feel like I am a born teacher. Like, I was here to teach. I used to play classroom. I used to play school when I was growing up. I love teaching people, but maybe it's in a different way. And that's what I want y'all to look at. Maybe you're doing things that are not creating the momentum or the motivation or inspiration that you're looking for, the happiness and the peace that you're looking for, yet maybe you could just do it in a different way. So what could bring you more joy? So with that said, I want to start dating because, someone asked me the other day, like, when was the last date you went on? And I was like, yeah, it's been a really long time since I've actually been on a date, probably like a year ago. Because I was entertaining silliness also. So that was, and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm here to choose myself. I showed up on Love is Blind 3 years ago to the world and said no at the altar, right? And I said no to a relationship that I knew I was not ready for and available for. So, and although I thought I was in other ways, I really wasn't, because shit, y'all, I have been going through therapy and I have just been very disconnected from myself. There are times when I'm super connected. I'm like in the zone. I am like dialed into self-love and self-care so much. But then there are times when I am highly neglecting myself. And I don't think that is, it's not in alignment with who I really want to be. And I understand that I have been really graspy and needy feeling around certain people in my life. And I don't want that, because I don't want to damage a relationship. I don't want to damage any relationships out there. And I think that chaotic energy is something that can really, really hurt things, because it's essentially you're rejecting yourself. And I literally just came from a therapy session. Otherwise, I would probably have makeup on right now. But I honestly got home and I sat on my couch and I was like, oh crap, I have to. There it is. I have to record my podcast episode for tomorrow. And one, I immediately brought recognition to the have to. And two, I was like, do it, Kelly, do it. You just came from therapy. You're like kind of in your, well, you're very much in your feels. I just cried for like 2 hours. And I needed to do this. But we did a lot of inner child work today in my therapy. And I'm not going to get into the details of it, of course, but I have been rejecting myself and it doesn't feel good. And I'm attracting a like energy and I don't love that either. I am looking for people that are going to show up for me and be consistent and love me for who I am and everything about me. And in that way, I have to do that for myself. And I don't believe that I have. Like I said, I've not been, besides this month of July, I was like very intentional about going to yoga a couple of times a week as much as I could. And then doing something playful or for fun every day and doing a nice deed for someone every day. And today I was like, that nice deed, I think it's for myself. Like I just like really honored my little girl. And I think that was just a beautiful, beautiful 2-hour therapy session. But I've been rejecting her. I've been rejecting my little girl and she's not the happiest with me. So my therapist even agreed. I told her what I was going to start doing, which is what I'm about to share with y'all. And that is that I'm going to start offloading some things from my plate. And I told her that a week and a half ago. And so she brought it up during the session today and she goes, okay, you brought up that you're going to offload and like rearrange some things with your career and your business. And I said, yes. And she goes, so what your work needs to be is you have to start working on yourself again. And I was like, I know it stinks because like, even like 2018, I was so big into doing it was like the year of me. Granted, that was like the start of my self-love journey. And I was like reading all these personal development books. I didn't care to go out. I didn't care to be around people. Like I was just like so in the flow of learning and discovering who I was. And it felt really, really good. And I would go on solo dates and it was awesome. And not to say that I don't do that stuff because I do. I study every day. I journal, I meditate, I do visualizations, I do affirmations. I do all of that stuff, but there's more. Like my body, I feel like I've gotten into such a routine with my like miracle morning that I'm still craving more. It's like I do that in the morning and then I get inundated with my job and then my business. And then lastly, I'm like putting myself last at the end of the day. And sometimes I'm going to bed at like 11 o'clock at night. So I'm working from like 8 to 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even like go for a walk after dinner, or I didn't go hang out with a friend, go play, go for a solo date, like whatever. Like I've been neglecting myself. So I'm going to start offloading. And because when we are putting too much on our plate, we are rejecting ourselves. We are rejecting ourselves. Like we're not creating healthy boundaries for ourselves. And although no one is telling me like, hey, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I've put that stuff on my plate. I mean, I had a to-do list in my phone, in the notes section of my phone, that was literally like 40 something things. And I was like, how the hell am I going to do all this? Granted, I deleted a couple of them, but I did knock through some of them this whole month of July. I still have a handful more, but even today when I got home, I was like, no, you're going to go in there and you're just literally going to like delete the things that you think you have to do. I don't want to do that. So one of the first things that I am offloading is this podcast. And it feels sad to me. Y'all, again, I just came from therapy. So it's like everything is emotional right now. And that's a beautiful thing. And I have to acknowledge my tears and I have to acknowledge everything. So, but it may not be forever, but I am going to take a break from doing this show. It is just something that has been on my get-to list every week that have felt some resistance around. And I have to be very honest with you because I have to be honest with myself because that is learning to trust myself. So I am offloading the podcast. So after this episode, there will be no more episodes for at least a little while, if not indefinitely. I do have some guests that I would love to have on here. I just need to take some time for me right now. And, with my coaching clients, I love y'all too. And I'm again going to be showing up like 100,000%. But I don't know if I'm going to be like promoting that right now moving forward, because I don't think that I can hold space for too many more people, just with everything else that I have going on. So I have a speaking gig coming up in Denver in a couple of weeks. I hope that if you live in Denver, or if you want to come to this, it's a female empowerment event with like 10 to 14 very, very impactful, empowering people. It's called Fempowered Now, and y'all need to be there. I want to be doing more in-person stuff. So that's also why I've partnered with a travel agency. So we're going to take a trip next year. We're going to go to Bali. If you've been watching my stories and you filled out the survey, we are going to Bali. So keep your eyes open for that. Yeah, but I just have to let this podcast go for a little bit. That's like just one thing that I can offload off my plate. And when I'm not doing the podcast, then I'm going to fill that up with maybe taking myself on a date or creating content in other ways. And that's actually what I'm really excited about, is like getting like creative with my content. And because I look at other people's, and it's not that I'm comparing myself per se, I just consume other people's content. And I'm like, God, I really like that. I love how like it drew me in, how aesthetically pleasing it was. And I don't know, there's like a part of me that wants to do that. And really get myself to be more creative, just because I feel like we all are creative, but we play small and we shrink ourselves sometimes. So I just really want to step into this next level version of me and explore new things, new people in various areas of my life. And I know that the only way that I'm going to be able to call in the things that I truly desire is by giving myself the love and care that I need. So I have loved every single one of y'all for listening and for, sending me texts or DMs, be like, I love this episode. Thank you for sharing this. It really means a lot to me. If the show is still going to be there. It'll still be on all the apps and YouTube. So you can go and like watch the episodes. You can go listen to them. You can share them with friends. I would love that if you guys went and like rate and reviewed my show, if you've loved it, or even if you've just liked it. I would love that. But I think that we just all have to be really honest with ourselves and let go of what doesn't serve us. And we can always come back to it. And I think with just taking a step back, if I do decide to come back to the show, it is going to be a stronger and better podcast, because I will feel just much more aligned in my knowing and my truth of what the purpose of this podcast is. Because sometimes I feel like a little disconnected from it, and I don't want that, because that energy is felt throughout. So anyways, that's it. I feel like I could talk to you guys forever and tell you a lot of things, but again, I just came from therapy and 2 hours of crying and being really fucking honest with myself. And it was painful. So I am going to go journal and do some of my homework from my therapist. And I also just want to tell you, get a therapist. It's really helpful. We need to love ourselves more and accept ourselves more and stop rejecting ourselves, because that's definitely what I've been doing. And I don't like the person that I am and this like anxious attachment style when it comes to romantic relationships. I really don't love myself in that. Like, I don't love who I become with men. So I'm going to work on myself for the next 30 days. I mean, every day, but like really intentionally the next like 21 to 30 days, I am going to be working on myself. And I'm excited for that. So I'm also excited to take you along on my journey. I also thought about doing a social media break though. So we'll see how much of that journey I share, but maybe I'll do like a recap, if I come back. I mean, when I come back on social media, I'm going to be like posting things because I have some amazing brand stuff, brand collaborations coming up. And I'm excited to like create the content around that. But I don't know. It's just very up in the air. And I just wanted to give y'all permission. Like, it's okay to change your mind and it's okay to do things differently. And it's okay to let go when we have to let go. So I love you so much. Please continue to follow me on social media. I'm on Threads also. If you're not on there, it's kind of cool. I like it much better than Twitter. Actually, I was never like a huge Twitter person, but I don't know. I'm just kind of liking it that I can just like post my thoughts throughout the day, and I don't show up there every day, which I could, but we'll see. But really going to hone in on Instagram. So definitely keep following me there. And thank you for being a light in my life. And thank you for being such an inspiration to me so that I could keep going on this podcast. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I love y'all. And I wish you all the best. And I will connect with you on Instagram. Love y'all. Bye. If you loved this episode, please download, share, rate, and review. If you are ready to step into that next level version of you and grow your business and bank account, it's time to unleash your goddess magic and chase life with Kelly. You can start this epic expansion journey by diving into the Goddess Magic course bundle found at chaselifetogether.com. Please connect with me on Instagram at chaselifewithkelly. Join the Chase Life with Kelly Facebook community and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till next time, create the life you crave, babe, and chase life with Kelly.